Make sure.
This council meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of December 20th, 2021 was included in the list of meetings published in the Courier News and Star Ledger. Notice of this meeting was also placed on the bulletin board at Borough Hall. In addition, a copy of this notice is available to the public, and a copy of the statement shall be included in the minutes of this meeting. Mayor Dennis Sullivan.
Here.
Council members. Granville Brady.
Here.
Jane Cavuta.
Here.
Tom Mitchell.
Here.
Randy Pitts.
Here.
Roger Vroom.
Here.
Fred Weed.
Here.
Please stand, join me in the flag salute and remain standing. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have too often this past year opened our council meetings with a moment of silence. But most of them, though sad, have recognized an individual who's had a long life and contributed to the welfare of the town and its people. Tonight's moment is different, and I hope I can get through it. 2 weeks ago, we lost 8-year-old Cecilia Brizuela. And I would ask during our moment of silence that you think of Ceci and equally the family she leaves behind. So, moment of silence for Cecilia Brizuela. Thank you. We have 2 sets of minutes for approval. We'll take those together.
Mayor, there'll be also a November 15th in your head.
All right. So noted 3 sets of minutes. We'll vote them as a group. November 1, November 15, December 6.
So moved. Second.
Council members Granville Brady.
Yes.
Jane Cavuta.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
All right, we have several departmental reports as listed. Very unique evening. Not only do we have a full council chamber, we're glad to see a good turnout, but we have major developments in our police department. We are adding some additional officers, some replacement officers, and doing some promotions. And we will do those individually as we have a legal requirement to do a resolution for each individual case. So I'll start with Resolution 345, approving the hiring of David Szymanski as a police officer effective January 1, 2022. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady.
Yes.
Jane Cavuta.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Mr. Szymanski, if you would come forward with your family, and our clerk administrator will swear you in.
I state your name.
I, David Szymanski,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police officer
all the duties of police officer
for the Borough of Somerville
for the Borough of Somerville
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
No, what do you mean?
Second.
Council members Granville Brady.
Yes.
Jane Cavuta.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
It was never in doubt, Mr. Gilbert. Please come forward.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Kevin Gilbert,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey.
and the state of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police officer
all the duties of police
for
officer
the Borough of Somerville
for the Borough of Somerville,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Our next resolution approving 347, approving the hiring of Shannon Kelleher as police officer effective January 1, 2022. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Jane Kabuda,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yes.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Please come forward.
Okay.
You're gonna raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Shannon Kelleher,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey.
and the state of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police officer
all the duties of police officer
for the Borough of Somerville
for the Borough of Somerville,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Best of luck. Resolution 348, approving the hiring of Anthony Polovic as police officer effective January 1, 2022. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Jane Kabuda,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yes.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Mr. Polovic, come forward.
Raising your right hand and repeating after me. I state your name.
I, Anthony Polovic,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey.
and the state of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
And I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police officer
all the duties of police
for
officer
the Borough of Somerville
for the Borough of Somerville
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Resolution 349, approving the hiring of Tempest Best as police officer effective January 1, 2022. Motion?
Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Jane Kabuda,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yes.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Tippis Best,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey.
and the state of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state.
and the governments established in the United States and in this state, justly perform
All the duties of police officer
all the duties of police officer
for the Borough of Somerville
for the Borough of Somerville
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Before we move ahead with the promotions, I'm going to surprise the chief and ask him to speak very briefly about the selection process for new officers and the quality of the people we've just added to our force. Chief Matt.
What's very briefly, what happened? Well, anyway.
That's Dennis's time.
I want to thank everyone for coming here. This is actually a good night. It's a fun night. There's nobody yelling and fighting and arguing about anything. I do want to thank all the guys for coming here. All these guys were home with their families tonight too, where they're all. It really does show that the guys do care. They love the town and their co-workers and the people of this town and the council. It's great. I do want to thank our council because, as Granville can tell you maybe more so than anyone, this has been a bit of a battle. It's been a long road the past couple months. There was a lot of fights and struggles to do this. We've had a lot of discussions about the town is growing. There's a lot of building going on. There's more people in town. And the council has been very supportive of knowing the fact that we need to grow our department a little bit slowly, which we are doing. They've worked hard to get us a new building. We're in the process of a new building. So probably the next time any of you guys are here, you're not going to be here. Hopefully you'll be in a new building, which will be very good working conditions for everyone. So we are appreciative of that as well. It's a difficult road finding good people. All 5 of these subjects that we just hired are all already police officers. We fell in love with all 5 of them. They all know how to talk to people. They're all problem solvers. We look for people that are going to go fix things all day. That's what we talk about all the time. Even when these guys are mad at each other and they're in bad moods, we're like a family. Everybody gets mad at one another. But you just keep reinforcing, come here to help people and fix things every day, all day. That's really all I have to say. I could say a lot more, but I won't. But with that said, thank you all for coming. No way. We're supposed to have promotions.
Yep. You get to speak again.
I had to just slip that in there. I figured they'd get mad at me.
All right, the next 2 gentlemen have already been sworn in years ago, and they've made their way up through the ranks. Have the confidence of the chief and the council, and the confidence of the community. And I'm pleased to bring forth Resolution 350, approving the promotion of Anthony Bertoli to the rank of police lieutenant. Motion.
So moved. Second.
Council members: Granville Brady,
Yes.
Jane Cabuda,
Yes.
Bob Mitchell,
Yeah.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Officer Bertoli.
Going from officer to lieutenant, like that. Nice. That's a sharp outfit.
Please repeat after me. I state your name. I, Anthony Bertoli, do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police lieutenant
all the duties of police lieutenant
for the Borough of Somerville,
for the Borough of Somerville,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
How about we do the same thing? Same thing. Yeah, same thing. So am I.
And our final resolution, 351, approving the promotion of Timothy Pasquale to the rank of police sergeant. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Jane Cabuda,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yeah.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Raise your right hand, you're going to repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Timothy Pasquale,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and the governments established in the United States and in this state.
under the authority of the people,
Duties of police sergeant
for the Borough of Somerville,
for the Borough of Somerville,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me
so
God.
help me God.
Congratulations.
It'll be one day, fella. Getting enough shit on, slapping on? Yeah, I'm like 57. It'll be 10 years retired by the time. I'll be out of state, probably with grandkids.
Talk about the promotion process, the criteria, and how we got to this point.
All right, briefly. Very, I have to stand my back to you.
That's all right.
So very briefly, we have a process for promotion, and what happens is that the folks that are eligible, they apply for it, and it's basically, without going too in-depth into it, it's a peer review for the most part, and it seems to very clearly and concisely cleanse itself to where we very easily figure out who's getting promoted. All the guys here, again, they all have leadership qualities and abilities, but when you have somebody that has the amount of time on, like Sergeant Pasquale and Lieutenant Bertoli, you know, they have experience and natural leadership, and they're problem solvers. And they're going to continue doing what they have been doing, which is being successful police officers, and they're going to lead a group of men. And that's basically where it stands. That's how we go about our promotions, very simply. So that's it. I want to congratulate these guys, too, for, I don't know where they went to, but very well deserving.
Before we move on to our regular business, for the new officers that were just sworn in, the council and I, wish you a long, happy, healthy career here. I'm not a police officer, but I remember very fondly September 1st, 1973, my first day as a teacher here in Somerville. I was excited, and I hoped that I could make a career of it, and I did. So I wish you, the best as you start your new career. You've got great mentors here, and I know you'll transition very well. Can't wait to see you out on patrol. Best of luck to you. Existing staff, It's been a different kind of year this year as well as last year. I rarely see you all together. From myself, and I know I can speak for my colleagues up here, the last 2 years have tested us as a community. They've tested you as a force, and I'm sure they've tested you individually as well, because your families are home, and you're dealing with our borough family. So while I have you all together, before we all break for the holidays, thank you from every one of the 12,000 members of the Somerville community for everything that you do. Thank you. We'll take 2 minutes so we can have those that don't want to stay for the business meeting leave. And we hope to see you out on the field in the near future.
Well, I didn't have the camera over. Good. I'm going over right now. I think it's 5 microphones. It's got a
You better hurry, some people's cars are already running in the back lot. Huh?
Come on!
Just for men, bro. Just like slowly sneaking it in there. Nobody will know.
Come on, don't be shy.
Oh, she got a picture good.
Want me to take you somewhere?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Nothing good comes
Oh,
Thank you. Yes, that's what you said. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like when I'm how you feel? Good. Everything's good with it?
Thank you.
That's good. All right, guys. Kevin, be safe. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I know. I started emailing back with it. We'll talk before you leave.
Not yet. That was the friendliest crowd we've had in a while.
Yes.
That's why I'm glad to wear myself.
Have a seat available?
No, we're open.
All right, we're back into our regular meeting, and item number 8 is mayoral appointment of the OEM coordinator, which will be effective on the 1st of January of 2022. As you know, our existing OEM coordinator, Steve Wyman, is retiring after many years of more than effective service, dedicated superlative service to the town. We issued a request for resumes. We received several excellent candidates. We conducted interviews. And I'm pleased to announce tonight that Mr. Jason Kraska will be our new OEM coordinator effective 1/1/22. Jason's resume speaks for itself. He's moved from this stable to an active role in the community. And I'm pleased to welcome him aboard. And I understand he's already been working with our existing OEM coordinator, because emergencies don't have a timetable, and the nature of the position requires flexibility, problem solving, and I think most importantly, a love of the town. And those factors came across very well in our interview process. And Jason, I look forward to not seeing you too often, Chris. When we're chatting, that means there's a problem. But I know that I speak for the council and the community in wishing you well. The resources of Borough are at your disposal. And if we don't meet for another year, that'll be fine by me. But I know you're up to it. I thank you for taking on this role, because you don't know when the phone's going to ring and what the nature of the problem's going to be. But you have our confidence and best wishes. And the appointment will be official on the 1st of the year.
And it's a 3-year appointment.
3-year appointment. Come on up.
Love putting people on the spot today.
It's my last chance this year. Microphone.
Thank you to the council and mayor. I do appreciate this. I look forward to working with all of you. Steve did an amazing job in it. I just hope I can, do half of what he did and fulfill the role that he did to, bring this OEM department to where it is now from where it was when he started, and previous to him slightly, and the previous OEM coordinators who have just kept raising the bar. So I hope to make you guys happy and continue to raise that bar and work together and hopefully not have too many meetings, because hopefully we smooth out a little bit from where we've been the last 2 years. But thank you all again.
Best of luck. That'll be our final committee reports for this calendar year, and I'll start to my far right with Mr. Mitchell.
Oh, okay. The Historic Advisory Committee is preparing a short presentation to the Planning Board that requests to have the historic element rewritten. The presentation will be scheduled early next year. The historic element will include information about obtaining tax credits for historical income-producing buildings. There is a bulletin board on the front portico of Borough Hall for public information, but more space is needed, at least twice as much. The Historic Advisory Committee does not want it in front of the building. They propose placing it in the kiosk where the old time capsule was by the sidewalk. The Historic Advisory Committee member Harold Willard met with Natalie Pinheiro of the DSA to discuss holding a Native American powwow in late October after the weekend journey and fire parade. They will be working with Sean and Michelle of the Main Street Gallery. Their plan is to close off Bridge Street and to have Native American drummers and vendors. Note that there is a possibility of grant funding for this. Harold has a plan and the figures. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Caputo.
No report tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilman Pitts.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to update everyone on the great response Recreation Department had with the Somerville 5K Turkey Trot that was held on Thanksgiving Day. There were close to 900 participants. 789 did finish the race.
Including myself and my wife, even though we were probably last, but we did finish.
The event raised over $20,000 and over 700 pounds of food was donated to the local food banks. The Borough of Somerville would like to thank all the participants, sponsors, and volunteers for making this a wonderful tradition. Jason had a big hand in it. Other announcements: registration for Mini Max Basketball Clinic for children in grades 1st and 2nd closes on December 27th. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Verma.
There will be some infographics coming out from our fire marshal and our social media pages. Just a few reminders in regards to our smoke detectors. Please make sure that you're checking your batteries for your smoke detectors every 6 months at least. Also know that smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors have a shelf life. So you want to make sure, I think the average lifespan of a smoke detector, CO detector, is about 7 to 10 years. So changing the batteries, while it's great every 6 months, also make sure that you check in. If you have a security system, some security systems they come with now, so you can get them put into your house, and as soon as the alarm goes off, it automatically gets notified. If you have a Ring system or some of the other ones that use Z-Wave technology, there are companies out there. First Alert comes to mind that has a carbon monoxide / smoke detector that can be paired after the fact with the Ring system. Same thing, it will automatically, as the alarm comes in, it will go off to the call center, and they will call police and fire here, the dispatch. So make sure that you're doing that again twice a year. And I know that right now we're working on securing smoke detectors. Kevin, I'm correct in that? So do we have that? Is that taken care of at this point? Are we good?
It's still in the process.
All right.
But we will be making that announcement on social media.
Right. So the borough's working on trying to secure smoke detectors. Once we have that taken care of, we will be putting that out on social media so that families will be able to take advantage of that. But again, please make sure to check your batteries. Please make sure that you also look on the back, know when that smoke detector was put in, so that you know if you need to replace it or not. These are all very important things. I know that it goes without saying that, and it's been all over social media, make sure that you and your family have a plan. Make sure that everyone knows. I know that I just purchased some more equipment for my household as well. And I know I've got 3 young ones at home, and having some of those conversations with my children, they were obviously shaken by what happened in our community. But I can say that the amazing job that our fire department did, our first responders did, our mutual aid companies did. It goes without saying, at 2 o'clock in the morning, they didn't walk, they ran. And they served our community as they always do while we're sleeping. And there's not enough that can be said about them, again, giving up. I know Jason, I saw him, and Fred and Dennis, we were there shortly in the morning after everything had been put out and checking on the men and the job that they did. But again, not enough words of praise can go out to our fire department and our first responders for the job that they did. It is a very, very sad morning for sure, and it's something that our community is going to continue to reel from. But it's been amazing to see the outpouring of community support from everyone. I see purple lights all around town. I see purple ribbons all around town, and it's just great to know that no matter what, Somerville has your back. So it's been tremendous. And again, have a plan. Talk to your children. Talk to your family members. Make sure to check on your smoke detectors, CO alarms. They're important. And that's all I have tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Dr. Brady.
Yes, Your Honor, I wanted to give you a synopsis of the current fund budget progress to date. We have appropriations pretty much nailed down. A few questions remain. For example, we have not received our insurance rates yet. We also have contracts expiring with the court and the Board of Health, so we will likely see some increases in those, but we accounted for that in our budget, so it will be revised accordingly. The notable increases are to the state health benefits of 5% and adding 6 new employees with health benefits. We were able to absorb some of this increase through the utility budgets. We added 2 new salaries for the police department budget and a car, and the PD budget went up about 4.5%. We received notification from PSE&G that natural gas is increasing 40%. Our electric and gas budget went from $80,000, went up $80,000 from $200,000 to $280,000. Electric for street lights had a 20% increase, or $52,000. So put out your street lights and you go to bed. We received notification from that. Fuel for the cars, as we all painfully know, continues to increase, so we increased the budget 42%, or $45,000. I talked to the chief about electric cars, but we're not ready for that yet. We can't go any further with the budget until we close out the year and we know what we can anticipate in revenues next year. In addition, we thought it would be a good idea to meet with department heads and their liaisons, you guys, regarding capital requests and clarifications for operating expenses. And those departments and liaisons will be contacted. I'd like to schedule that probably the second week in January, or certainly sometime in the month of January, with Councilman Reed's permission. That's about all the information I can give you now. We don't have a clear handle on the revenue or the impact of COVID and Ida, what that will be this next year or the year after, but it's kind of a warning to us that nature can and will get the upper hand, and there, in the final analysis, isn't much we can do about it. And so if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and anybody from the audience, we're here.
Thank you for the update, and
that's what I have.
You're still looking at an introduction toward the end of March, correct?
I would think that would be reasonable.
That's generally what we've done, and it goes through the state channels, and then we adopt when we can. So more on that as we move forward. And finally, Council President.
Yes, real quick, let's just remember we are still in a pandemic. Let's be vigilant against COVID, get vaccinated, get boosted, and let's be safe this holiday season. Thank you.
All right. Just a couple of things of note. I was pleased to hear the other day that within our community, we have 2 individuals who are recognized by the Somerset County Business Partnership in their top 40, under 40 category. We have from the DSA, Ms. Natalie Panero, Executive Director, and not giving away his age, but the gentleman to my right, our Council President, Fred Reed V, was honored as one of the top 40 under 40. Congratulations. As I said to the press, local boy makes good. And I've known you since you were 10, and I'm not surprised that you were so honored. So, from on a professional level as well as a personal level, Fred, well done. And now you have to start working on the top 50 under 50.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, the other final thing I have, I just checked the GoFundMe page before we started tonight's meeting, and it's just incredible, the outpouring of donations for the Briswell family. They're international. They're not just in Somerville or Somerset County or New Jersey. There were several from overseas, and there were so many at $5. People are still reeling from rebuilding their own lives and their own property. But the goal was passed the other day, and it's almost $270,000 now, much of which is in $5 and $10 donations. If that doesn't tell you something about our community and our general area, and the goodness that are in people's hearts, nothing ever will. So to the 3,000 plus of you out there that donated, especially to those that donated the $5, because I suspect that $5 was a big amount for you to give. I couldn't be prouder of our community, of our population, of just neighbors being neighbors. And I'll have a little more to say at the end of the meeting, but to all the GoFundMe people out there, just thank you. You've done yourself and our community proud, and it will help a family rebuild at the most horrific time. And I again couldn't be prouder to be a representative of a community like we have here. No discussion items tonight, right, Kevin?
No, there's not.
Okay. We have one ordinance for hearing and adoption. 2657, 21, 1206, approving an amendment to the lease with Hathaway Solar LLC, contract redeveloper, property known as Tax Block 124, portions of lots 1 and 21, located in the landfill redevelopment area pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law NJSA 48:12A-1 EQ SEQ for solar project. I need a motion to open the public hearing on this ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Dan Cavuto,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yeah.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Public hearing on ordinance 2657. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close.
So moved. Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Dan Cavuto,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yeah.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Public hearing is closed. I'll entertain a motion for adoption.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Dan Cavuto,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yeah.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes. All right.
Meeting open to the public. I need a motion.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Dan Cavuto,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yeah.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Public hearing is open. State your name and address for the record. Address your comments to myself. Hearing none.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy
Same
New
back.
Year.
Motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady,
Yes.
Dan Cavuto,
Yes.
Tom Mitchell,
Yeah.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Roger Vroom,
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Consent resolutions are as listed. Are there any that council wishes to discuss? I would like to pull 352. And I'll go through the others. 353, approving the police chief contract for Dennis Manning effective January 1. 354, approving an amended and restated redevelopment agreement with Hathaway Solar for the development of a solar project on the landfill. 355, canceling open capital balances. 356, authorizing execution of the lease purchase with Ford Motor Credit Company for the lease of a 2022 Ford Police Interceptor. 357, approving the 29th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade for January 13th on a Sunday. 358, authorizing execution of the renewal agreement for statewide insurance. 359, awarding a contract with A.A. Burns for the 2019 Transit Village Streetscape, and 360, authorizing the municipal clerk to execute all proof of loss statement on behalf of the borough for all insurance claims. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady.
Yes.
Jane Cabuda.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
352, accepting the retirement resignation of Lieutenant Edward Purcell effective February 1, 2022. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
I just wanted to pull this out just to recognize Lieutenant Purcell for his many years of service. He obviously started out as a officer, worked his way up, through the chain of command, had the confidence of the men below him as well as the senior officers to promote him at the appropriate time. And I'm sure he has bittersweet feelings about leaving, but I wish him, success and happiness in his next life as a retired police officer. Any other comments?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment.
About the resolution.
About
Okay.
Okay. All right, we have a motion, second, let's vote.
Council members Granville Brady.
Yes.
Jane Cabuda.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yeah.
Randy
Yes.
Pitts. Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Bills and vouchers, Dr. Brady.
Yes, I'd like approval to pay, and I so move to pay in the amount of $746,431 even, and that's my motion.
Second.
Council members Granville Brady.
Yes.
Jane Cabuda.
Yes.
Tom Mitchell.
Yeah.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Fred Weed.
Yes.
Before I have some closing remarks from my seat, I'd like to turn the floor over to Councilwoman Cabuda for a few remarks. Jen?
Okay. Now it's my turn. This is going to be difficult, but I am making a life change, and I'm selling my house and moving to Utah to be closer to my son. So this is my last meeting, and thank you, Somerville.
Congratulations.
Thank you for your service, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to add, it was back in the, I guess the spring of 2004, when I asked you to consider running with Pat Webster and myself for Borough Council, and your service to Somerville up to that point was exemplary, and you've certainly continued that from being a wrestling mom to working at the Y to serving the good people of Somerville for 17 years. Not too many of us, couple in the room and in the audience, that have that distinction of having served this community for thousands of days. I've never done the math, but anyone can get elected once. I've said that for years. But once you are elected and you serve, you go back for re-election and you're successful, it's a testament to the hard work you put in, the respect that you've earned. And Utah's not that far away. You might see some of us knocking on your door.
Come on down.
With a suitcase.
It's a beautiful state.
This table will not be the same.
Thank you.
All right. Final remarks from myself as we come to the end of another calendar year. First of all, Council, thank you for your work this year. I've said it before, that the public meetings are the tip of the iceberg. You don't see the hours and the arguments and the missed meals and the slammed doors and the harsh looks from spouses and family as we go about the work that we do. So thank you for your hours. Look forward to working with you again next year. To the public, those of you that are volunteers in borough committees, this town is not run by the seven of us. Thank goodness for that. We have hundreds of people that each have their expertise, their passion, their niche, and you all bring a brick to the party, and together we build a house. So if you're out there listening and you're a volunteer in any way, whether fire, rescue, recreation, environmental, I know I'll miss somebody. Thank you for contributing to what, to the quilt that we have here in town. Thank you to all the residents of Somerville, just for being a neighbor. Through the pandemic, through the flood, through the fire, through the clothing drives, the food drives, the casseroles you take to neighbors, the leaves you rake from your neighbor's lawn, the groceries you help carry inside. It's, this is a special place, and it's all because of what you do. Just thanks for being a Somervillian and for making sure that you put others' needs first. I invite you all to come January 1st, 12 o'clock at Somerville High School for our annual reorganization meeting. In the meantime, as we close out this year, health, happiness, and hope for 2022. With that, Jane, I would like you to close our meeting. Ask for a motion.
May I have a motion to close the meeting, please?
No second.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
See you in the new year.
Oh, don't make me cry.